Good evening and welcome to the that's last month, the August 14th meeting of the Beavercreek Parks Recreation and Culture Board. We are off to a great start, Sherry.
Yes.
All right, you have before you, well, first we'll call this meeting to order, and then you have before you an agenda, but before we get to that, we're going to do the roll call. Jackie?
Mr. Corbett.
I'm barely here.
Mr. Tips.
Here.
Mrs. Fulcher.
Here.
Mrs. Meyer and Mrs. Heaton are not with us this evening.
Thank you, Jackie. We have the agenda before us, and after you've had a minute to look at that, I will accept a motion to approve our agenda for this evening.
Move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the agenda is approved, and then you also have before you our minutes from the July 10th meeting. If you do not see any changes, if you do, let us know. We'll make those notes. If it looks okay to you, I'll accept a motion to approve the agenda,
Motion to approve.
the minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Minutes pass. Which takes us straight to the division report, and please bail me out, Aaron.
Good evening.
Sorry.
Yes? He's saying hey. All right, for our August division report, we always start out with a benefit of Parks and Recreation. This month's benefit is that creating, improving, and promoting places to be physically active can improve individual and community health and result in a 25% increase of residents who exercise at least 3 times per week. And then the photo there is just a fun photo from summer camp this past summer of all the kids at camp. You can see maybe in the background they're using a parachute to launch those balls way up in the air, having some fun on a day with clear blue skies. I want to thank our sponsors of the month, Beavercreek Church of the Nazarene, Fresh Time, and the Green Optimist Club for sponsoring our movie night. Unfortunately, our movie night was cut short. We had a lot of fun out there with face painting and hot dogs and popcorn and balloon artists and inflatables, all sorts of fun. We think about 775 people came out until we got cut short by a thunderstorm, so we did not get to enjoy Peter Rabbit together outside. But I am so thankful for these sponsors for helping us put on the event. We still made a great impact in the community and had a wonderful time while we did it. At the movie in the park, I should mention, we also had our opening of the Story Walk for the Greene County Public Library. So that was fun as well. So if you haven't been out to Dominic Lafino Park, go check out that story, which I think we told you about last month. Moving into the Senior Center attendance numbers, these are numbers for June. You can see our lunch attendance was about 259 people, and those numbers in parentheses are the numbers from last year. So actually our lunches were down this June, but our fitness class attendance is way up at 909 this June. And our total attendance, I didn't have last year's number on hand for that, was 5,331. Our volunteer hours are always hovering just above that 2,000 hours mark because many of our volunteers are regular volunteers. They have a regular shift that they come and do, regular shift at transportation or the front desk. So usually that is always hovering around there. And then our transportation miles were just under 6,000 this June, and last June they were closer to 7,000, but 6,756. And then our trips were down just about 100 trips in June. We had some great events in July and August. One of them was our Lunch and Learn on diabetes. This is a monthly program that the Greene County Council on Aging sponsors. They provide the food and arrange for a speaker. We had 41 people come to that and learn some helpful tips about diabetes and risk factors and managing symptoms while they enjoyed lunch together. And then we also have our garage sale, which happens every year. on 2 days. This was the beginning of August this year, was our garage sale. It's a Friday and a Saturday, and people donate the items for the garage sale. They're sold at the center, and the garage sale raised over $1,700, which goes back to Green Giving and the Beavercreek Enrichment Association, which donates a lot of their funding back to the senior center. So that is a great program. Really thankful for the staff and volunteers that it takes to put on that program, with all of those things coming into the center all week long ahead of time, and setting it up and managing the sale and handling all that money. It's a lot of work, but for a great cause. Our gardening group met in July and fixed up the flower gardens in front of the senior center. So when you go into that entrance there, or for the people who go to the theater to enjoy productions there as well, they'll enjoy beautiful plantings at the entrance. And as you can see, it looks beautiful. Everything is in full bloom, and it's a great entryway there to the center. Some upcoming programs to talk to you about. We are having a quilt sharing event at the Senior Center on August 23rd. This is for anyone to come who quilts and share their quilt with other quilters, and just, share talking about your quilts and show off a little bit your talents. It's starting at 10 a.m. and you do need to sign up in advance so they know how many people to expect and how much space they'll need at the center. And then Brookdale, there are 2 area Brookdale centers, and they're doing a tour of 2 Brookdales on Friday, August 24th. And they are not both in Beavercreek. One is in, I believe, Kettering. On Friday, August 24th. And the cool thing about when these different places do tours, they of course always offer a free lunch. You do need to sign up in advance to make sure that there's enough space on their bus. One thing that you've heard before from Sandy is about our Cultural Arts Connection. And I wanted to feature the gallery at Lafino Plaza. Each month, the Cultural Arts Connection Committee is arranging for a different artist to have their art on display in what we are now calling the gallery at Lafino Plaza. This is what used to be the unassigned space at the Lafino Plaza. It's kind of an extra space we were using for programming when needed or overflow when needed. And so now we have great art that changes every month featuring local artists. And this month, quilts from people that are members of our senior center are on display. They are beautiful. I encourage you to go check it out, and you could go to the gallery anytime the senior center is open. Through those doors are unlocked 9 to 7 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4 on Friday, and then on Saturdays from 9 to noon. These will be up the rest of the month. Upcoming on the recreation side, of course, the Popcorn Festival is coming up, and while this is not a city event, there are a lot of city resources that go into it, and it's a great event for the community. So that's coming up on September 8th and 9th. Our perennial trade day, we do a spring, as you remember, and then also a fall, is on September 22nd. Again, our previewing and getting your plants out for display for everyone to look at what they want to trade is at 9:30, and the trade begins promptly at 10. And then we're doing another round of our archery clinics. Thanks to several of our volunteers, Candy Meyer and then Todd and Tina McNelly are also our archery volunteers that have helped for the last couple of times. They'll be putting on this clinic for us, 2 sessions, 10 to noon, and another 1 to 3. And for the first time, we're going to try this clinic at Virgolito Park. So that's a park that we haven't been programming at, but they scoped it out and thought it might be a great site for our archery clinic. Of course, our Hummingbird soccer program with Jumpstart Sports is coming up for the fall. This is a great 6-week session that's highly instructional, but they also play fun games as well. There are age groups for 3 and 4-year-olds as well as 5 and 6-year-olds, and it starts September 10th. We have a new partnership with an organization called Challenge Island. And what Challenge Island will do is come into our different facilities and put on different programs for a wide variety of youth age groups, and they're all centered around science, technology, engineering, and math, that STEM that you've heard about before. The Fantastic Fiction Island is going to happen once a month, always on Tuesday afternoons after school, and each of these features a different popular storybooks that the kids are reading, and those are for school-age children. And then our Girl Scout badge workshops are on Saturday afternoons for 3 hours, and the girls can come. There's one each month this fall, September, October, and November, depending on if you're a junior, a brownie, or a daisy Girl Scout, which one you would like to go to get your badge for that level. Yep.
Hey, Aaron, did it say the location on those? On this
It
side?
didn't. We're going to have them at Lafino Plaza, though, in the multi-purpose room there.
Thank you.
And our upcoming special event is Try a Truck and the Fire Department Open House. This will be on Saturday, October 13th, 10 to 1, at our municipal maintenance facility there on Orchard Lane. We've had this every year for a while now, and it's always a hit. And actually, it seems like we have more and more people every year. So we are seeking big vehicles and your trucks now. So contact our office if you have a big vehicle or truck or bus or plane or boat that you want to bring to Try a Truck. Who knows? You might be able to bring your plane and land it in advance. Any questions?
Thank you, Aaron.
Yep.
And then whenever you're ready, Kim, we can move right into the park report.
Absolutely. Good evening.
Good evening.
And I do want to follow up on one thing that Erin had mentioned, and she had pictures on our on the gallery out at Lafino Plaza. There is a reception tomorrow you got me screwed up now. August 15th, tomorrow, Wednesday evening from 4 to 6. So come on out. They always try to do in the beginning when they have a new artist or whatever, just have a small reception. It's nice. You get to kind of meet the people who made the quilts. And Aaron's, the quilts are absolutely gorgeous. And they are doing a little fun contest. You pick which quilts you like the best. So good luck choosing which one is the best, because they're all unreal. But on to the parks report. So one of the playgrounds that we are doing is at Rotary Park. So this is the concept of what we are going to be putting in. We are doing a playground build on September 22nd at 9 a.m. Obviously, we'll meet at Rotary Park. We do invite everybody to come on in and help us put this together. Whether you can stay for an hour, all day, couple hours, it's entirely up to you. But it is a decent-sized playground, and we would love to have a lot of people come out and join us. Our staff right now is working on the sidewalk, and I believe it's just about done. I apologize, I don't have any pictures. But we have a sidewalk coming from the drive coming in. It goes to the bathroom, and then from the bathroom cuts across the creek, and then right to the shelter. And then that sidewalk will eventually lead to where the playground is, and then to the parking lot. So makes it a whole lot more accessible, and the playground itself is actually being moved over closer to the shelter. And the same with the swing set. So the current playground and swings will stay up until this one is complete and ready to be opened, and then we'll go ahead and tear out the other playground. So mark your calendar, September 22nd, 9 a.m. And if you really want to, you can come out, work on the playground, jump into the shelter, do some trading of plants, and then back out to the playground.
Work in the archery clinic at some point.
Yeah, so you'll have planned, you'll probably miss the morning archery clinic, but then you can jump into the afternoon one. So we like to pack in a full day, get it all done at one time. But it's a lot of fun. We've been doing these for the past few years when we put a playground in. No experience necessary. Our playground, Representative Tony with Pinchero and Landscape Structures is going to be out there along with Jeff Stein, who's our park section leader, and he has put in every single playground with city parks. So he pretty much knows what he's doing, but we get it all put together, and then it does not open until he goes through, make sure everything is bolted, tightened, concreted in, and then our playground safety inspector, Bob Dow, comes through, checks everything out, and then we open it up. So we invite families to come on out and help put this together. So, one of the things I think I would like to start doing as part of the Parks Report, we always talk about the projects and things that are going in the parks, but not necessarily talking about some of the organizations that help us within each of the parks. The first one being the Beavercreek Historical Society. They are their own entity, their own 501c3, a volunteer group, but they do an amazing job running programs out at Wartinger Park. They're responsible for the Living History program in the fall and the spring for all the third graders. They go through Beavercreek. I know there's a lot of graduates of Beavercreek that have gone through this program and are coming back and kind of as adults talking about how great that program was, and then they just really remember it. But they've also done Heritage and Herb Days. They've done the barn sale, quilt show. They do a lot for our community. And unfortunately, I think like what we're finding with a lot of groups is their membership is starting to go down. But I certainly encourage anybody to look into the Beavercreek Historical Society, join. They're looking for members, and they are looking for a president. Now, I also understand it's like, oh, yep, I want to get involved. I don't want to be president. It's a great board, and really the president is there. They help run the meetings and put the agenda together, and you make that position what you want. So unfortunately, the Historical Society is also looking that if they don't get a president by next June, that there may not be a Historical Society. So, like I said, they have a good group. They have a good core. They're just looking for somebody to help run that. And actually to do some more programming also. This year they're just going to be doing Living History in the fall and the spring, but they work closely with our Parks Department. The Parks Department, obviously we own Wartinger Park along with the buildings, but everything inside the building is the Historical Societies. So, if you're sitting out there and you just kind of think, it's like, yeah, I want to start doing something, a Historical Society would be a great group to join. They do quarterly meetings. The next one is October 23rd at 7 at Peace Lutheran. And Carl Cologne, I think I always pronounce his name wrong, I apologize, but with Greene County Libraries will be the speaker. So they do 4 quarterly meetings, ice cream social in the summertime, so you really can't beat that. That's always a good one. And then their board meets monthly except for the winter months. So you're more than welcome to contact our department if you want more information on the Historical Society, or they also have a website and a Facebook page, and we can point you in that direction. And then the last thing I also wanted to share, again, the Parks Department is going through a 10-year master plan, and really the best way for this master plan to be successful is to hear from the community. So we do have a survey online, and that'll be open through the end of September. This is the link. You can also go to our website. That should be on there. And we also have handout surveys if you don't want to do it online in all of the city buildings. One of the other opportunities is to have your voice heard is come to our open forum on September 19th from 6 to 8 at the Lefino Plaza Meeting Room. That is, you don't have to show up at 6 o'clock and stay till 8. Now, you certainly can. You can come anytime during that time. Pat Hoagland with Brandstar Carroll will be there. And we're going to have a couple tables set up with boxes. Pat gives you, I think it's about $1,000 in play money, and you put your money in a different box of what you would like to see improved with Beavercreek Parks. And then also there'll be different tables set up. What would you like to see in programming? What would you like to see in parks? What would you like to see in culture? So there'll be some other interactive areas also. So again, mark your calendars for September 19th. Again, anytime between 6 and 8. If you want to hang with us the whole time, great. But if you can stop in, give your opinion, certainly that would be fine. If you are not able to make that, I highly encourage you to do the handout survey, the online survey. And then some people in the community will be getting a statistically valid survey. That should be hitting the streets here in the next couple weeks. So again, if you get something in the mailbox about Beavercreek Parks, please fill those out. If you question anything, you can contact our department. But we are trying to get the pulse of the community and what you want to see in the next 10 years. So happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
No.
Nope, great, thank you, Kim. I'll piggyback on your request to get people involved. You know, decisions are made by those who show up, so we encourage everybody that has input on the parks, now's your opportunity to share that. And I hope folks certainly come out on the 19th, but no excuse not to do the survey, right? It's right there in a lot of places, so please fill that out. Old business, I was going to mention that, but since it's in your presentation, no need to do that at this point. I don't have anything else on the agenda from that standpoint, which moves us into new business. And in recent meetings, we've been taking this opportunity for you to share any volunteer opportunities that might be coming up that the board or our viewers might be interested in. Do you have anything to share for the near future?
We certainly do. Certainly in October, we have Try a Truck, so we're always looking for people to come out and to help on whether it's the information booth, if we decide to do a bounce house. There's certainly, or even just, be at the information booth and say, here's what's cool about Beavercreek Park and here's what we have going on. The playground build at Rotary Park would be great. And then certainly, if you guys want to come out for the open forum, and just in case if there's some tables or something that we need something covered. So keep September 19th on your calendar. I'm going to get more information from Pat in the next week or so. We just got the date for the 19th today, so.
And
Thank
that
you.
is a Wednesday?
It's
Is that
a
right?
Wednesday evening, that's
Okay.
correct.
Great, thank you. I'm not seeing any unscheduled visitors this evening. Action items, I don't really have anything on my list other than to sign up for some of those volunteer opportunities, which leads us to board time. Sharon, do you have anything?
Other than, the movie in the park was so much fun, and getting more and more organizations that are there and involved in it, and, it is a lot of fun. So come join us. I think Try a Truck is going to be a lot of fun this year as well, so something to be a part of.
Dan? I don't have anything to add either, other than I'm looking forward to seeing the story walk. I thought that was a really cool idea from the beginning, and
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see how it turned out. With that, I will accept a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.